My name is Karina, in case you didn't know, and today I am going to be trying a new soup. This one I found in the Taste of Home magazine, and they titled it Burger in a Bowl, and the recipe is called Cheeseburger Soup. I have the recipe right here, which will also be linked below. This has Velveeta cheese, some potatoes, a little bit of carrots, hamburger, all kinds of stuff going on in it. One of the statements in here that somebody had left on the page was that they actually could use this almost as like a dip, and they ate chips with it, like tortilla chips with it. You could even do homemade tortilla chips too. So I think it's going to be a thicker soup. It does have where you make a roux with it. So this is a perfect day here for soup. And it is rainy and cold, and just, I figured a lot of us across the country and the world are having quite the storms right now. So I figured this would be a great thing to do, is a nice, warm, hearty bowl of soup. If you want to see how I make this, come along. All right, these are the ingredients for the soup. It calls for only a half a pound of ground beef, but I'm actually going to do a full pound. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. Calls for 16 ounces of Velveeta cheese. This is a 32 ounce, so I'll use half of that. Calls for 3 cups of chicken broth, so I just grabbed this. Plus I have a can just in case I needed more. So I always doubt myself. So 3 cups of chicken broth, 3/4 cup of shredded carrots, so I grabbed the matchsticks. Need 4 cups of peeled and diced potatoes, 3/4 cup of celery, diced celery, and I always get the celery hearts, 3/4 cup of chopped onion. I'm going to use red onion for this. Need a 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm actually going to use real butter in this because it says butter, so I have it, and I figured why not. Usually I use the I can't believe it's not butter sticks, but I'm going to go ahead and use real butter. But they tell you to use 4 tablespoons of butter divided. You need 1.5 cups of milk. For seasonings, you need a teaspoon of parsley flakes, a teaspoon of basil, salt and pepper, and you need a 1/4 cup of flour. So that is what you need to make this soup. All right, first things first is you got to get your burger scrambling, and the recipe does not call for it, but I added salt and pepper to it. I just like to flavor burger, so that's what I did. Okay, while this is cooking up, let's go dice up some celery and onions, shall we? Okay, you are going to be able to hear my dishwasher is going, which is right here by where I'm cutting. And you're also going to hear the burger sauteing over there, cooking up. So I'm going to get these celery, I washed them, and then cut off the ends, and I'm going to get these all diced up. I love that the carrots, I grabbed those little carrot sticks, so I don't even have to do that. That's nice. Of course, I'm using a paper plate because seriously, I do it every time. And then once I get the paper plate out, I'm like, oh, I should have probably used a cutting board. I'm just silly. I'm a silly girl like that. Okay, we're gonna chop up this onion. Hopefully I don't cry too bad with it. Some of these onions, wow, are they wicked. Very wicked. This recipe calls for like specifics, like 3/4 onion, cup of onion, and 3/4 cup of my garbage is right here, right there. That's why you're seeing me throw stuff away. But it calls for like 3/4 cup of celery, stuff like that. I don't measure that stuff out. I just kind of eyeball it, chop it, dump it, and it's good. I don't stick to specifics usually. I just eyeball it. If it looks good to how I know it'll flavor the soup, and my family loves onion and celery and stuff anyway, so. Okay, let's get at those potatoes. Okay, I peel my potatoes with a potato peeler. I know a lot of people, my husband included, peels it with a knife, and I think that is just pure talent. I am just way too sloppy of a peeler to peel with a knife. I think I would take off a finger if I did that. So I just stick safely to the peeler, and I peel the potatoes this way, and then I rinse them off, and then we are going to get them diced up. This recipe says that it is really a good one to freeze too. So if you have leftovers, you know, or you want to do half for a dinner and then half to freeze it, definitely do that. Your, ew, isn't that gross? I'm gonna cut that out of there. Yuck. Yeah, your future self will thank you very much for freezing soup and stuff, especially when you have a busy day. You can always go to your freezer, and it's nice finding food in your freezer, and you can just reheat it. Whoops, that's my bread. I gotta get that out of the oven, but as you can see, I am melting a tablespoon of the butter in the pan. Once it melts down a little bit, I am going to add the vegetables and have those start get tender. But I need to grab my bread out of the oven, which I made to go with this soup. I just think that will go really good with it. Let me show you. Ooh, doesn't homemade bread just smell the best? Okay, you're gonna add your onions to that melted butter. Get them sauteing in the pan. Your celery. Gonna add your carrots. I'm just gonna grab a good handful, a little more maybe. Give that a stir. Oh, look how colorful that looks already. That's so pretty, isn't it? I mean, really, the colors, of vegetables and fruits. I love it. Okay, it calls for a teaspoon of basil to add to this while it's sauteing. They used fresh. I'm just going to use dry. Really doesn't make that big of a difference. So, my teaspoon of basil. Teaspoon of parsley. It says to do that for about 10 minutes. So, I will set my timer just so I don't lose track of it here. We're going to continue to... Oh my goodness, seriously, just the basil and parsley hitting the heat of that butter, and oh my goodness, yum. Smells amazing. Okay, I'll be right back in 10 minutes. Okay, it's been about the 10 minutes. Got just a few seconds left, but I'm going to go ahead and start adding. Now you add the potatoes. Okay, I did not measure the potatoes out, I just eyeballed that too. Now you add the 3 cups of chicken broth, and you add the cooked scrambled burger. And then you're going to bring this up to a boil, and then you are going to simmer it for 10 to 12 minutes. And you're basically working to get these potatoes, let me turn up my burner here, get these potatoes tender. So I'm going to put a cover on it and let these get going. Okay, while the soup is bubbling away and getting those potatoes all tender, I am getting that Velveeta cheese cut up. It says to cube it, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to slice this into chunks and get this ready to go in the soup here shortly. Okay, you're going to take the rest of that butter. I'm going to turn on my burner here. You're going to melt up the rest of that butter, which is 3 tablespoons. You're gonna get this melting, and then as soon as this is melted, you are going to add the 4th cup of flour to it. And this is going to make like a roux for your soup. Like a thickening agent is basically what it's going to do. It says that you need to cook it and stir until it's bubbly, and it'll be about 3 to 5 minutes, so it'll be bubbly. Then we're going to add it to the soup. Okay, I'm gonna add the flour and stir, because you really just don't want it to get too lumpy. Turn my burner on low here. That's not all of the flour, but there it goes. All right, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, we'll be adding this to the soup here in about just a few minutes, actually. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds left on the timer. Let me show you what it looks like. It smells really good. The potatoes don't feel really tender yet, but that's okay because I'm going to continue cooking these. I'm actually making it a little earlier, so if you're making this for right away, you're definitely gonna want those potatoes to go a little longer. So make sure you test them with a fork. Okay, I'm gonna take this roux, there's the timer, perfect, or this thickening, and I'm going to add this to the soup. I'm gonna get this stirred in, because you don't want any lumps of it in here, you know? Kind of gonna make it, look at how it's like making a gravy almost. I cannot tell you how good this smells. I am not kidding you. You have to try this soup. This I think is going to be a keeper, definitely. Okay, I got the burner on low. It says to cook it for 2 minutes, so I'm gonna set the timer for 2 more minutes. Let that simmer on low and get thick. It actually says bring it to a boil, but it's already there, so I'm not gonna worry about it. See, all this extra cooking is also going to tenderize your potatoes too. So don't worry if your potatoes are a little bit undercooked, because they will cook. Because this is boiling again for 2 minutes, and we have yet to add like the cheese and all that stuff yet to it too. Okay. Now we're gonna start adding the Velveeta cheese, which I had cubed up. Gonna get that into the soup. I'm gonna keep it on low, keep it bubbling. Okay, I'm gonna stir this in. Might have to put this on a back burner here in a minute, just because those don't cook as high as these front burners do. Get it in there and get it melting. Okay, then you are going to add 1.5 cups of milk. So you're gonna add that to the soup. Ooh, it is really filling the pot up, yum. That's good. I love leftover soups, don't you? Or you can have them for lunch the next day. Okay, and then you are also going to add your salt and pepper. I'm going to do pepper first. Again, the recipe gives you specifics. It's 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and 3/4 teaspoon of salt, but I'm going to just eyeball it. I'm not going to add any other seasonings to this one, because it has that basil in it and parsley. Now I'm going to do the salt. Next time I make it, if we feel that we needed a little more salt or something, I'll add stuff in it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let this Velveeta cheese continue to melt into this soup. And I will show you what it looks like in just a few minutes here. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit and get it kind of going a little better. So, okay, let me cover it a little bit and get that cheese melting. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, there's still a little bit of chunks of the cheese in here that's still melting, but oh man, look at this. Okay, and then right at the end, before you serve it, you are going to put a 1/4 cup of sour cream in this. And I'm going to let this keep cooking, but I will show you that when I add that. Okay, this is it with all the cheese melted. Let me show you. It's got all the goodies in it. And it smells fantastic. Now I'm going to add the 1/4 cup of sour cream. And you just stir the sour cream into the soup. And that's it. It is done. I bet you could actually add bacon to this. Cook up some bacon and make it like a bacon cheeseburger, and you could have bacon or even bacon pieces or bits added to the soup. I bet you that would be fantastic too. Okay, try this. I know you will like it, and I will show you a picture of the soup in a bowl at the end. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you try this delicious hearty soup. I really do. Grab that recipe down below, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.